So a new trailer for a Five Nights at Freddy's game came out, and to be honest, I didn't pay much attention to this game when it got announced, but now that I've seen the trailer, I'm impressed. This looks like it might be a franchise highlight. Hey guys, Danimation here. So let's talk about FNAF Into the Pit. So yeah, this is going to be based on the Fazbear Fright story. There's a lot to talk about in this video, but first, one thing I want to bring up is that yeah, Fazbear Frights, there's always been a question about is it canon to the games, but given that there's a Fazbear Frights, story being adapted into a game, I still don't know if this game is canon, or if it's just a spin-off, or both. I don't know how that would work, but we'll talk about all of that in this video. So first off, let's just go over what we see. First thing I want to say about this game is that I love the pixelated art style that they're going for. For the kind of story that Into the Pit is, yeah, it works. Honestly, it really reminds me of that fan game Super FNAF. God, do you remember this game? It was so cool back then. So what do I think about this game, and how do I feel about it coming out? Well, obviously I'm excited by it, but honestly I think this could be a bit of a back-to-basics game, as well as being a really original game. Obviously it's FNAF's first game to be fully pixelated art style, and I think maybe it's free roam, I don't know. Or if it's just going to be, a pixelated thing where, you go to different locations and it's not free roam or anything. You know what kind of game I mean. Personally, I don't think free roam really works that well for FNAF, because I think bigger scale, Five Nights at Freddy's, its story is pretty big scale, but in terms of the actual gameplay, I don't think it should be that big a scale. I mean, Security Breach tried to be a really large-scale game, and it kind of took a DLC for us to just unanimously agree that FNAF, Security Breach is good. Sorry about, me pausing, halfway through. But, long-time fans will know, I record these videos in one take. They're not fan films, so I'm not treating them professionally. This is just a talk between you and me. If you and me were to actually have a conversation, this is how I would talk. And that's how I want these videos to come across, I'm actually talking to you, and not, playing a character in a film. So, yeah, I think that smaller scale works better for FNAF, in terms of the gameplay. And it seems like for Into the Pit, they're focused on telling the story of the book, with a couple changes, but still keeping the story of the book, which was a pretty small scale story, and I think that works perfectly, because bigger scale for FNAF, I think it can be done, but it's really hard to get it done well. The one thing that I'm really counting on this game for is to have a good villain. Despite what it looks like, no, this is not William Afton. Judging by the trailer, and also judging by the book, this technically is this weird memory version of William Afton. A manifestation of the spirit's kid's memories or some shit like that. FNAF gets really complicated when you go into the books. But, come on. William Afton's Spring Bonnie suit with a huge mouth full of sharp teeth. Yeah, this looks scary. And I love scary monsters, but I also love really great villains. And Five Nights at Freddy's has developed a bit of a trend lately with having really promising villains, but just completely misusing them. They're a far cry from the legendary villains that we had in the original games. But for the Yellow Thing, which is what I'll be calling him, because, that's the name that other YouTubers have given him. For the Yellow Thing, he looks like he might be active throughout the whole game, so, personally, I've got high hopes for him. You think I would have learnt by now, given, the villains in other FNAF games, because I was really excited for Vanny. I thought she would have been a great villain, but she was barely in the game. Hopefully, Yellow Thing is what Vanny wasn't. A constant threat in the game, similar to the Ink Demon in Bendy Chapter 3, something that could show up at any time, meaning you're constantly looking over your shoulder to see if he's there. Yeah, that's just my number one hope for this. Aside from the game being good, I hope it has a good villain. Do I think that this game's story will be 100% adaptation of the book, completely faithful, no changes? No. but to be completely honest, I don't want it to be. The thing about adaptations is, when you're adapting it into a different form of media, like for example a book into a video game, well, there has to be changes, because otherwise it's just not going to work. The original was made for that media. It was made to be a book, but this is made to be a video game. So there has to be some changes. Sometimes if you're a die-hard fan of the original work, then you're not really going to like the adaptation, but the thing is, adaptations can't be 100% faithful all the time. You just need to accept that. Yes, I'm putting up this picture because some people need to accept that this movie was good. The last thing I want to talk about before I end this video is that this game does look pretty scary. I am glad it's coming out on PS4, so then, yay, I can play it. No, I don't have a PS5, and yes, I do still play on my PS4. Sue me. But this game looks scary. It looks like it remembers what Five Nights at Freddy's was, which was a creepy, supernatural horror. Just, toned down a little bit, because, it's still for a teen audience instead of the adult audience of most horror movies. But at least they didn't tone it down that much like, well, I've talked about my thoughts on how this game isn't scary before, so I'm not even going to bother with it now, because every single time I share my opinion on this game, every single toxic 12-year-old on the planet rips me a new asshole in the comment section. So I'm not even going to bother this time, you toxic pricks. Sorry, I've been holding that one in since I made the security breach video. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. This game looks great. I think it could be a franchise highlight. Maybe even similar to Help Wanted 2, as in, like a franchise saver from the game that shall not be mentioned for the sake of my continued reputation in this fandom. But yeah, I can't wait for this. There will be more videos on this game. Maybe I'll even play it on the channel when I get a chance. I don't do that many gaming videos, but I do like to do the gaming videos. So, I've been Danimation. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh, Danimation out. Sorry. Look at that. I forgot my own fucking intro. Not intro, outro. God fucking damn it.